Hello and welcome to my tutorial channel. So if you watched my previous tutorial on the concept of mediation in academic research, you will understand why I have these this sketch here. Okay, so so let me head over to the Microsoft Word document where I have the entrepreneurship education, entrepreneurial intention, and then attitude towards behavior, perceived behavioral control. Now, if I want to build on the theory of planned behavior to now change this story of John and Ola with Betty and Mike. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to first of all knock out I'm going to knock out the first. So sorry. Okay. All right. So in this case, I want to. So this is going to go, and this will go. So in this particular case, I'm going to have just a single mediator here. And let me assume that John here is entrepreneurship, education, right? And Ola represents intentions. In this case, oh, sorry. Let me make it look good. Okay, so I can just stop it at intentions. Okay, so please remember this is intentions here. And if Betty, and I want to build on the theory of planned behavior to see how the core constructs of theory of planned behavior can be useful in this study. So for example, I want to see how whether attitude towards entrepreneurial behavior can play a role as a mediator here. So I'm going to have attitude. Oh, sorry. I'm going to have attitude here. Yeah. Okay, something like this. Now, what this simply means is that I am proposing that entrepreneurship education may likely influence someone's intention to become an entrepreneur via the person's attitude towards being an entrepreneur. That is entrepreneurial attitude towards entrepreneurial intentions. That is what this particular simple mediation analysis conceptualization means. Now, and before now, I tried to demonstrate this, trying to show the various mediation parts. But in this case, so this is going to be only one. So I'm going to have here. So I'm going to have attitude. I'm going to have entrepreneurship education. It's going to influence intentions via attitude. Okay, and here will be intentions. Okay. I can move this a little bit. So okay, and this part is going to look like this. Okay, so this is exactly what this represents when you conceptualize your model and you want to run the analysis. So this is exactly what it's going to look like. So the next thing we want to do right now is to head over to SPS. Sorry, I'm going to knock out this. I'm going to knock out this so you don't feel I've already done the analysis already. Okay, and then P, because I'm going to report the results in this same model here. So I will head over to SPSS, and this is a data set already coded. If you watch the previous tutorial on how to on how to code SPSS and how to code data in SPSS, and how to transform the Likert scale data set, how to group them into continuous variables. You may want to check out the video is in my video description box down below. You need to check that and have to watch that so you'll be able to flow with the tutorial. So I want to remove this because it's not part of what we need, and I also want to remove this because they're not part of what we need. Okay, now if you check here, you're going to see that so I have the items for entrepreneurship education, attitude towards behavior, perceived behavioral control. These are two core constructs of theory of planned behavior by Ashton. And then this is also entrepreneurial intention. So that theory has been used extensively to test the entrepreneurial intention analysis studies. But this is exactly what one of my undergraduate students did, and so I just feel that she did excellently well, and so I feel that it might be important to also show this for other students to learn from what we did or what she did. Now, because I wanted her to test just a simple mediation, so what she did was she now head over. Okay, first of all, you need to check to be sure that the item statements are loading well. Okay, that the reliability coefficients results are okay. So I check for entrepreneurship education, and then I check the Chromebooks Alpha results. So you can see 0.92, so this is pretty well. And then please note that I'm using these bars because what these bars mean is that each time the previous analysis recall recent analysis. So any other analysis you run in SPSS will remain here. So I'll go back and check, put these back, and then pick up attitude towards behavior. Then I'm going to check again. So 0.89, so which means that at least they are meeting the reliability, Chromebooks Alpha reliability results. Then I will check again, perceived behavioral control, and then at least they are this also one. This one also is doing well, 0.898. And then I want to check entrepreneurial intentions as well. And this is it, and this is also 1, 2, 3. So you highlight all of them and put them into the item box and then check. So this is 0.85, so which means that the scale, the measurement scales are at least meeting the minimum reliability analysis. Yeah, I want you to know that this is not the only reliability and validity analysis that you need to take. There are other ones, but for now, that is not the aim of this study. So the aim of this study is to show us how we can test this. Now, there are two ways we can do this, right? The first way we can do this is that when we head over to SPSS, since we have now merged these items into continuous variable. I might decide to run a regression analysis using Andrew Hayes process macro plugin. And how do you do that? Then I will go to analyze, regression, process macro 4.1. So you might, if you're having the old version, you might need to check with Andrew Hayes' website to know if he has released a newer version. I have 4.1 here. Then I'm going to click on it. So when you click on it, it's going to load the variables for you. Okay. And then when it loads the variables for you, then here you need to select the independent variable here. This is our independent variable. Sorry, this is our dependent variable entrepreneurial intention, because we want to see how undertaking entrepreneurship education will influence students' entrepreneurial intentions. Okay, so intentions here is our problem, and we want to see how the effect from education can change someone's intention, whether it can increase it or decrease it. And then here we also have the mediator here, attitude towards behavior, and we want to see how the attitude towards becoming an entrepreneur can in turn indirectly enhance the effect of entrepreneurship education on entrepreneurial intention. So back to the SPSS, the independent variable here is the y variable. So you put its intention into the intention box. That's something I would like to tell you here. And then the entrepreneurship education is our independent variable box. Put it, that is our x. And then we have our mediator here, which is behavior. So put it in the mediator box. Please note that here you can put more than one mediator. That's why you have x mediators. All right. Now, I will select model 4 based on the Andrew Hayes process macro, and it is already checked at default, 95% confidence interval, and then 5,000 bootstrap. That is the set at default. But there's something you need to know here. Andrew Hayes process does not allow you to save your variables with names longer than 8 characters. So as this is 8 now, there are 2 ways to solve this problem. It's either I go here and rename this to be less than 8, rename this to be less than 8, or I will acknowledge the long name. I will say I accept that this may produce incorrect output, right? If I want to do that, I will click and then I will continue, and then I will come to options, and I'm going to check because I want to see the effect mode. I want to see the total effect, and then I want to see the standardized effect, and I like to keep these on 3 decimal. Okay, and then I will click OK. Now if I run this analysis, then it means that I want to accept the risk of probably getting an incorrect result. So what I might likely do is to close this and then go back and rename my variable. I might have to come here and rename my variable. So I will reduce this. So I can say entrepreneur, and then here I will say behavior. So this is less than 8 character, and then intent, right? Control 2 4 6 7. Okay, so they're all looking good now. All right, then I'm gonna save. Save. Okay, so I will head over back to I'll head over to analyze regression process macro. So I will put my independent variable, my dependent variable, entrepreneurial intention into the Y box. And I'm going to put my entrepreneurship education, my independent variable, at the X box. And I'm going to put my attitude towards behavior, which I saved as behavior, right? I'm going to put it here into the mediation boxes. Now, if I have control variables like gender, family, ownership of business, I can highlight them and put into the covariance box. Then, so now I don't need to check this because I have the names are shorter than 8 or 10 or 8 characters, so I don't need to check that. So I will come back here and select. I want to see the standardized effect, and I want to reduce this to 3 decimal places. It is pretty easier to read. And then I will check model 4 and then leave these at default. Okay, Then I will click OK for the SPSS to produce the result. Now the SPSS, the result is running, and if that is an error in the analysis, the SPSS is going to show us. Okay, so I'm going to show you if the result comes out, then you're going to see the output. I'll be able to make some interpretations here. Okay, so this is the analysis. This is the results of the analysis, which the SPSS produced, the process macro produced. And so you can see that this is the model 4, and this is our independent variable, this is our dependent variable intention, and this is our independent variable entrepreneurship education, and this is our single mediator attitude towards behavior. And so we have these covariates, 2 covariates: family, ownership of business, and gender, and then we have sample size 200. Now the next thing we want to do is that we want to look at the influence of, first of all, so you can see the entrepreneurship education predicting attitude towards behavior. That is this part, entrepreneurship education to this point, the direct effect, okay, is what we have here. That is the result that is being presented here. So because you can see the outcome variable is behavior, so that is the first, this line, this direct effect here. Then when you come to this particular result here, these are the standardized effects, the standardized coefficients, okay? And then you can see that from the unstandardized result that the entrepreneurship education has 0.9, 0.59, okay, almost 0.6 statistic positive effect. The regression beta weight is 0.59 and is statistically significant. So the direct effect of entrepreneurship education on behavior is almost 0.6. So here, so we're going to have here, it's going to be 0.6. Okay, that is this part here. Then the next thing is, so we look at the next one, the direct effect of entrepreneurship education on entrepreneurial intention, and that is this part here. That is this part, entrepreneurship education to entrepreneurial intention. Okay, that is this part. So we want to see the effect, and then so we can report that yeah. So the standardized regression effect is 0.35, okay, and so that is 0.35. Oh, sorry, beta weight, sorry, this is wrong, so this is going to be beta weight. So I'm going to insert symbol. I'm going to put beta weight. So I'm going to insert beta weight. Good. So beta equals these. Then the p-value less than. So let's head over here and then see the results. This point, the p-value is 0.00. Okay, so we got this as 0.001, and here also, so we may likely also have a positive effect here. So that is the line, the link between these, the direct effect here. Okay, so that is entrepreneurship. That is 0. The standardized effect here, beta weight is 0.35. So I'm going to put this 0.35, and then let me check the statistically significant level, and it's also there. Then we have also behavioral, the influence of behavioral attitude towards entrepreneurial behavior to intention. So that is this part, this part to this part. So so I'm going to remove this, shift it a little. So let us see what this part shows us. 0.39, so that's going to be 0.39, 0.39. Okay, all right. Then if you want, okay, let's see whether it's statistically significant. So if you want, then you can also report, you need to also report your model. Let me show you how you need to report this model. Let me use this to show you how you can report the model for this part. Okay, if you want to write this in your own results, so you can say for the model summary shows a statistically significant model fit. So you come here and then you pick it up, F, so it's going to be F bracket 4 into 195 into 195, that is this, into 195 bracket close, equal to, you put the value of the F, which is 44.82, okay, which is equal to 44.82. okay, so this is how you're going to, and then you put the p value, p less than point, let's see the significant level, 0.00001. okay, so this is how you can if you want to report this into your study, into your research work, that's exactly how you're going to report it. Okay, so that's the model summary. So we need to see that in your research, in your work. We need to see that that you achieved a statistically significant model fit. Is quite important. And then so the next thing we want to report is we need to check the indirect effect at this point. Okay, so we want to see the indirect effect at this point. So this is our total effect. This is our total effect, and this is our indirect effect here. So we have that. If you want to report total effect, that's fine. If not, that's okay. But our focus is on this part here. Let me try to copy it. So I'm interested in this part here. Okay, so I'm going to copy and head over to let me see if you can paste here. Oh, it's not possible, but okay, I can report the indirect effect here. So the indirect effect says the regression beta weight 0.24. okay, 0.24, and at this point, because this is process macro, if it is if this were to be MOS should be able to tell you the actual p value, okay, but because this is process macro cannot show you the exact, whether it is significant at 0.01 or significant at 0.05 or 0.05 significant alpha level. But how do we know whether it is statistically significant? So we can find out if 0 did not fall between the null. So you can see that at the lower bound and the upper bound of the confidence intervals, 0 did not fall between the null. So we need to now report, instead of putting the p-value here, so we report the confidence interval, C interval equal to, then we report the first, the lower, and then the upper. The lower is 0.14, report 0.14 into the upper bound, which is 0.34. Okay, so that is 0.34. So this is the result of our confidence interval. Yeah, so I can put it into this box. I can put it into this box and then put it on black, so it becomes easier, become readable. Brilliant. So this is how you can represent this in your research. If you want, you can present the result in a table. If you don't like, you can present it using this model. Okay, don't mind these people. Don't mind please disregard the sketch. So if I want, I can actually pull these out at this point, and yeah. So this is looking pretty good. So I can get this off, off, and up. So you have a beautiful model here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So you have a very beautiful model here, and then a good model summary as well here. So this is how you can test a single mediation using process macro.